Hi friends, this is Kristen from the Pros and Cons team, and today I'm really excited to talk to you about the pros and cons of backpacking. So I've been on 3 backpacking trips. They were probably around 5 days each, and 2 of them was when I was under 11 and I absolutely hated them. And then I went on one when I was a teenager and I loved it. So I feel like I know the spectrum of the pros and cons, but I want to start off with the pros. I love that you get to be out in nature, you get to see wildlife, you get to see vegetation, you get to see a million stars. It's fantastic. It's so great. Another thing that I really like with backpacking is that you're going to grow closer, most likely with the people that you're with, because when you go through something that's a little more challenging, you're more likely to grow closer to the people around you. So that's something that's really fun with backpacking. Another thing is it's a great form of exercise. You get to be out just walking or hiking around, and it is so fun with that. Another great thing about backpacking is you're away from technology, you're away from TVs, you're away from an email, you're away from all that craziness that's surrounding you, and you get to just experience nature with people that are close to you. Okay, moving on to the negatives. So something is that you are out in nature, and sometimes things happen when you're out in nature that you are not exactly prepared for. I remember the second time I was backpacking, there was this massive downpour that started happening, and it was thunder. There was thunder and there was lightning, and we were huddled under some trees because that was all that was around. There was just trees, so it was like you can't avoid it. And I just remember being so cold, so miserable, and finally there was a break in the storm. We set up camp, and I just remember going to bed that night and being like, I'm going to die of hypothermia. Granted, I was under 11 years old. I probably wasn't going to die of hypothermia, but I was freezing and I was so miserable. Another thing is, backpacking is not the most kid-friendly activity, especially if you have kids that aren't as active. I was not as active of a kid. I liked doing things, but I did not like hiking or doing stuff like that. It wasn't until I became a teenager that I really got into running and hiking and stuff like that. So if you have kids that are not as into that, it's hard. And it's even hard if they are into that, because it's a lot of work to go backpacking. Another thing that is a con is backpacking can kind of be expensive. It depends on which route you take. You can kind of go just have a sleeping bag, maybe a fishing pole, and call it good, and some water. Or you can have some nicer things that are lightweight but that are going to be more pricey, especially if you have to travel and add the prices of gas to whatever your budget is for your backpacking trip. So that is a con. These are some of the pros and cons that I've thought of. If you have any additional pros and cons that you'd like to add, please leave them in the comments below, and I hope you have a great rest of the day, and you can check out more on our blog in the description. Talk to you later. Bye.